Yo, what is up, my McLaren? This is Cam Mac 2.8, and we're here with the new video right here of Jack 2, Ratchet Clank 2, or Slide 2. Which PS2 sequel aged best? Okay, I'll be honest here. I'm gonna start from three, from bottom, and one. I like Ratchet Clank 2. People said this is one of the best Ratchet Clank game of all time. From like when they're like little kids. I was like 2 years old when this game came out as well. So I never played did not I never played that game when it came out. I did play when when I was in middle school, like in 2010s or middle school or elementary school. But in my opinion, I put in a ranking video of PlayStation games. I put Ratchet Clank 2 respectfully a B. I gave this game a B. I love the upgrade though. I love the upgrade of the weapons. I love the nanotech. I love that you could strafe now. But I don't like the final boss. I don't like that the Yeti monsters are oh like you get the Yeti, the white Yetis in the snow level, the second snow level planet. Oh my god, I can't. It's so annoying. And one of the Doug for Less leader had where I had to fight him as Giant Clank, I keep dying a lot, and that was annoying. So I gave that a game a B for that reason why, just for me. But if y'all guys rank it more than B, I understand, but I had to give this like a B. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I pissed you guys off. Anyway, number two is Jack 2. I do love Jack 2 though. I love Jack 2. That's just like Jack 2 was one of the first Jack and Dexter game I play of all time. The music, the first music when it started when Jack had to escape from prison with the dun 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 dun. Boom. Oh my god, that's so fire. And number one, Slot 2. Slot 2. What an upgraded have. Holy shit. Excuse my language, but my god. Bro, like you could play as Sly Cooper. You got a health bar now. You play as Murray and Bentley. The boss level that the levels are longer now in that game. Like, bro, and the music is fire too. Like music wise, I don't know which music that I listen to the most from. Bro, Ratchet Clank 2 got some good music, but Slide 2 for me got good music. I would have to say Slide 2 for that. I gotta see. I gotta see. Honestly, ooh, wait a minute. I forgot Jack 2. So, ooh, I gotta. Let's watch the video. I gotta see it. I gotta see. Let's see.
After the last video, you guys were asking for this. So over the past week, I replayed Jack 2, Ratchet and Clank 2, and Sly
Yes.
Cooper 2. And I
Yes.
genuinely didn't expect to feel so strongly about one of them. Whilst they all built on
Bro,
their
look,
first
this is
games, one of
fire.
them really
This is
stands out
also
to me. So
fire.
the question is,
That's
which
fire
one of
too.
them still holds up today?
All of them.
Starting
Story?
with Ratchet and Clank 2, I think the story is the weakest.
Yeah,
of the
this
three.
this
But
story
with
is the
Captain
weakest.
Quark
I like the
returning
story
as
like
a
that.
villain, I still really enjoyed the fact that everybody is still obsessed with money here. But the story just isn't
Yeah,
as memorable
that's
or impactful as the first game. It's very
the money is ridiculous in Ratchet and Clank, bro. Oh my, not the first game, but the second game. Oh my god. Oh, oh, golly. I just remember one of the freaking monster, fancy, fancy cockroach giant monster. I had to pay him to get like an info bot. And he ate my money. He ate my freaking money. Like, what the hell?
fun,
Right,
but it lacks
Ratchet
the
Clank 2
weight
now.
compared to the other two sequels. Sly 2, on the other hand, actually feels like a
Oh my god. Oh, this is actually tough because both Jack 2 and Slot 2 got good stories. Shit. I think I had to choose Jack 2. Slot 2 also. I think Slot 2 and Jack 2 got to be tied for me.
proper spy movie. The story flows directly into the sequel from the first
Yes.
game, with Clockwork's robotic body parts being used to continue the plot. The comic book art style here is still really cool and really unique, but the
Yeah.
in-game animations are nowhere near as polished
Yes.
as the other two. I still think it's
Sorry about
charming,
skill
and I
French
really
together right
liked the twist towards the end. I think it definitely has more depth than Ratchet 2. Then there's Jak 2, which I genuinely think goes above and beyond the other two sequels. The story starts with a fairly simple goal.
I'm gonna kill Praxis.
But as it
Yes.
unfolds, the political corruption within Haven City emerges, and then that crazy thing with the time travel twist towards the end. It's pretty creative and it's much more mature. Combining this with the ambitious plot points, I think this puts Jak 2 a clear step ahead of the others. The verdict: Ratchet's story was simple but effective. Sly's was way more cinematic this time, but Jak 2's story kept expanding as you were playing the game. I think
Bro,
that
no,
round one
oh my
goes to
god, I
Jak
forgot
2.
about that. It's Jak 2. Jak 2 for
Starting
me.
with Sly 2 here, and I actually really enjoyed the new additions, like climbing through vents and sneaking around under the tables.
I do like
honestly
that.
had no idea that this is where that mechanic from Ghost of Tsushima originated. The world is far
That's
more
Sucker
open
Punch.
than the first game,
That's
and you're not
their
constantly
shit.
forced into the auto balancing or assisted jumps. That being said, even with these improvements, I often found myself just being shoehorned by pushing circle on a pipe to climb it, instead of finding my own way there and figuring it out on my own. Moving on to Jak 2, and there honestly
It's
isn't
Ratchet
a whole
Clank.
lot
The
to
movement
say
in
here,
Ratchet
and
Clank
I
is
don't think that's a
perfect.
bad thing. The controls and movement are identical to the first game. Everything
They
still
are.
feels
It's
tight,
literally the same
responsive, and
thing.
fluid. They did add a hoverboard, which is cool, but it really didn't change my opinion about how Jak's movement
Wait, why
feels
didn't you put this in
overall.
last
It's
thing?
just as good as it was before, but that doesn't really push things forward either. And then we get to Ratchet and Clank 2, and this is where the biggest improvement happens. First, they fixed Ratchet's basic movement. You can finally turn around on the spot without having to run in a full circle. But more importantly, they added strafing, and that single change makes a massive difference. Ratchet no longer feels stiff or sluggish. He's fast and responsive.
Sorry
and
about
honestly,
the skip
right at
French
home
right now.
next to
It's
Jak,
at
I think.
43%
Add in the
right now.
charge boots alongside with the heli and thruster packs, and I think Ratchet suddenly becomes the most fun character to jump around as. The verdict here: Sly has very creative ideas, but still feels guided to me. Jak stays excellent but familiar, and Ratchet evolves in all the right ways. I think round 2 goes to Ratchet. Starting with Sly 2, and combat still takes a back seat to stealth. But there are some really fun ideas here. Sneaking up on enemies for takedowns never gets old, and the fact that Bentley and Murray got added here as fully playable characters added a lot of personality to the game. Murray basically bulldozes his way through enemies, whilst Bentley is small and fragile and relies on his sleek darts and bombs to survive. I thought this was really, really creative and fits the characters perfectly. But combat itself is still fairly limited and situational compared to the other two. Moving on to Jak 2, and this is where things really change. The addition of guns completely reshapes how the combat works. You've got 4 different weapons, each of them with a clear purpose, and when you combine that with Jak's
blue
fast
gun's
and fluid
amazing.
movement, turning yourself into a Beyblade, combat becomes genuinely fun and dynamic. That said, Dark Jak feels like wasted potential here. You
It
can
really
only
does
use it
feel like
once
wasted
before you needed
potential.
to fully recharge it again, and in most situations, the guns are
I
simply
said that
a better
before and I
option.
was
It's a cool
fire!
idea that never quite finds its place. And then there's Ratchet and Clank.
I do
2.
like Ratchet
and honestly,
Clank
this is where the
combat.
combat truly shines.
The
With the new
multi-starch weapon.
strafing, the lock-on, and the side jumps being added, everything finally kind of clicks together. Combine that with the massive increase in weapon variety, and now the ability to level those weapons up, and the combat has much more depth than the first game. You can tell that this is the foundation that every future Ratchet and Clank
I don't
game
like
is
the
built
final
on.
boss.
The verdict:
I like that
Sly's
synthesis
combat
always-
is clever
that-
but limited.
Ratchet
Jak's is fast and exciting with
robot.
some missed potential, but Ratchet fully nails it. Round 3 goes to Ratchet and Clank. Starting with Jak 2, and this is where my opinion actually might surprise
was
some
it?
people. The jump to an open Starting with Jak 2, and this is where my opinion actually might surprise some people. The jump to an open world is ambitious, and to be fair, Haven City does feel alive. You've got people walking around, vehicles moving through the streets, and it genuinely
scared to
feels
hit
like a
them
functioning
because
city. But for me, the world is
they're
simply
gonna
too big.
attack
I
me
think
if
it
I
needed
did
to be
accidentally.
smaller and more focused. A lot of the
And
game
I still
ends
get a
up
skip
feeling
rank.
artificially stretched here because much of your time is spent traveling from from one mission to the
This is
next. But
decreased.
once you're actually inside of a level, like Haven Forest, for example, the gameplay is fun, but it's broken up by long stretches of travel. Moving on to Ratchet and Clank 2, this sticks closely to what worked in the first game. The planet-to-planet structure returns, and it simply works well. Every planet has its own theme, atmosphere, and identity, and landing on a new world always felt fresh and exciting. That said, I did notice more backtracking this time around. I found myself jumping between planets to grab things I'd missed earlier in order to progress the story. That might have just been my playthrough, but it did slightly interrupt the pacing. Still, the strength of each individual planet still keeps the overall experience enjoyable. And finally, Sly 2, which honestly surprised me the most. Some areas are a little dull, and I'll admit that there's some repetition in the missions, but the overall structural changes from the first game are really well implemented here. Instead of a small hub that branches out into separate levels, Sly 2 gives you one large cohesive hub world that you can sneak around in, with missions taking place inside of that same space. That design choice makes the world feel far more connected. Even when missions reuse locations, it feels like you're learning and mastering a real area rather than bouncing between disconnected stages. The sense of cohesion is what really makes the level design stand out here. The verdict: Jack's world is ambitious but bloated, Ratchet's planets are consistently fun, but Sly delivers the most cohesive and thoughtful level design. I think round 4 goes to Sly. And finally, we have the music and sound design. And this, again, is so tough because I think all games are a 10 out of 10 in their soundtracks.
Yes. Bruh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Both Jack 2 and Sly 2 have dynamic music, meaning the soundtrack reacts to what's happening in the game. But Jack 2, I think, takes it a step further, whether you're pulling out a gun or putting it away, getting on the hoverboard, or just starting a fight with a guard. The music subtly shifts to match the action, layering this on top of an incredible soundtrack already. The verdict: all three sound amazing, but for depth and responsiveness and how the music enhances the gameplay, I think round 5 goes to Jack.
For me, Sly 2.
So Jack 2 took the story and music, Sly 2 took the level design, and I think Ratchet and Clank 2 had better controls, movement, and combat. I do think all three of these games are incredible in their own ways. But when I think about which game feels the most fun to play from start to finish, which one nails the balance of movement, controls, and is just plain fun, I think Ratchet and Clank 2 is the winner here. The improvement to the controls, the combat, and the worlds that feel all alive, they just come together, and I think that makes this a standout sequel. Replaying all of these games back to back though really highlighted how each studio approached their sequels and how the feedback from the previous entries shaped the future of each series. Even with their flaws though, I still think these games from 20 years ago have more creativity, charm, and personality than modern AAA titles. What do you guys think is the best sequel here? Jack 2, Ratchet and Clank 2, or Sly 2? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next.
No problem, man. I cannot wait to see your third sequel. I might as well say what my third sequel will be. I ain't gonna lie, all those games I rank in that are at S tier. Sly 3 is S tier, Jack 3 S tier, Ratchet Clank Open Arsenal is S tier. But I would have to put Sly 3 at the bottom. Oh my god, never thought I would say that. Jack 3 second. And Ratchet Clank Open Arsenal is 1. The game's all good. It's all good. But I cannot wait to see how he feel about it. Maybe I'll react to it, maybe not. But hey, I'm gonna start reacting to it now because I get getting skip frames. But if y'all guys like this video right here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and you see more of this content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one, McLary's. Peace.